All right, guys. Miss Kim had asked me to go over a couple of things, and I just wanted to really jump into just kind of. I don't think we can ever kind of refresh enough and just be aware enough of how to do smart links. I know that sometimes we might get put in a position where, for instance, anyway, when me and Crystal were at the hotel in Indiana. I mean, it was just, we were just talking to so many people. It was like it was flooded. We were signing up hotel staff members and, there was people that were in the hospital that we were talking to and things like that. And, I know sometimes if you're kind of, if you kind of know how to do it, but then you kind of get unsure, it'll produce some anxiety in you when you're getting ready to try to shoot somebody a link real quick. So I wanted to, can everybody see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is my future daughter-in-law that I'm using right here, her screen. So I haven't hacked somebody, so nobody report me to corporate. I just wanted to use this. So what I always do, for me, I think there's another way to do it, but for me, I'll just go right up here. I know a lot of you are pretty well versed in this. We have some seasoned people on the call, but just for everybody that might not be. So you go right up here to the top left, the three lines, the hamburger meat, whatever you want to kind of call it. It's right here. Just click there and then go down to Smart Links. And then, let me move the zoom over a little bit. And then what you'll do is you'll go over to the right. Can everybody see my arrow? You'll go to the right. And so there's a couple of options. And so the thing that I think, the thing that Kim and Miss Patty just really kind of just drilled in to me and my wife, and it really just helped us, is it's really good to kind of know what the people are wanting. You know what I mean? Like are they, have they kind of just heard about the drops or something like that? Or do they, are they, have you talked to them about the business? Are they interested in that? Or are they just wanting to be a customer? And if they're just wanting to be a customer, is this an opportunity that they might be close enough where you might actually have drops or something on hand and you could sell that to them and make the retail that way. So it's always really good to kind of get a baseline of what somebody wants. And um, uh, on Monday, every other Monday evening, we have meetings at Johnny's Barbecue in Coleman, and Miss Patty used to come to every meeting. And one thing that she would always do is she would just really kind of get to know the individual briefly and just see what they were looking for. Because what happens is sometimes we get so excited about our products and things like that, we don't ever want to really push something on somebody that they don't want, because then the residual income that we're trying to create doesn't happen because we've just kind of talked them into doing something and then it's going to fade away. So if they're wanting to kind of join either for the business or either if they're wanting to join for the discount, then on Smart Links right here, you'll go and you'll click enrollment. So you'll click enrollment and then you'll go right here. We'll just say welcome to Partner Code, click next. And then you're just kind of confirming that it's with the correct sponsor. And I always just make sure that I leave them in the placement queue. I don't ever change that. I just leave them in the queue, because that way we have what, 28, 29, 30 hours to place somebody. And it's pretty beneficial if you just do that. That way, if you have several people signing up, then you can kind of regroup and figure out where they need to go. But then whenever you kind of figure out, hey, this is the correct sponsor and they're in the placement queue, then you just hit confirm. And then this is where you kind of are trying to figure out what the best approach is. And, for me, obviously, and for everybody, I know our goal is to try to get people to top pay, which is ultimate. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak for the majority of the people that me and my wife deal with. the majority of people that we come into contact with are people that are in the faith-based nonprofit sector, whether it's kind of smaller churches or smaller ministries. So, they realistically they don't make a lot, or either people. For those of you that know mine and my wife's story, we are really heavily involved in the addiction medicine side of things in the mental health sector. So when I'm dealing with this, it's not a lot of people that might be able to just come out with a couple of $1,000 or even have a credit card to put a couple of $1,000 on. Or even if you start talking to them about like Afterpay and paying it out in payments, some of them don't even have that qualifying credit score to qualify for that. So you have to you have to know your audience, know your crowd, and you have to approach it, in my opinion, gingerly, because you want to get them to the top pay level, especially if they're open to doing the business and they want to do it. But the last thing that for me personally that I ever want to do is I don't ever want to just kind of coerce somebody into buying a 30 box of drops, 30 pack of drops, and then now they just feel stuck. So I always want to kind of be real clear. Clear is kind. The more clear and transparent you can be, and don't overpromise and underdeliver because that frustrates the heck out of people. When you overpromise and underdeliver, it stresses people out, it overwhelms them. So don't make any promises about how quick they might can sell products and things like that. So for me, me and my wife, anytime somebody goes ultimate top pay, probably 9 times out of 10, it's not with a 30 pack like with some people. I know some people are just boom, they're hitting 30 packs, 30 packs, 30 packs. That's really not what me and my wife do. The success that we really have with Ultimate is we do the 19.99 pack. It's $500 cheaper than the 30 pack of drops, and it's still some really really great quality of the three strongest products that me and my wife sell the most of. So if you're going to do a smart link for this, and they're like, hey, I want to go top pay. I want to go ultimate. I understand what you're saying. I want to dive all the way in. I don't want to waste any time. Then I'm like, okay, let's do it. So then 19.99, I'm going to throw it, add it to bag right there. And then I'm going to go to next. And then the digital business tools. This is your, like Todd Rowland says, this is your online virtual nutrition store. This is the thing that makes us our company so incredible, in my opinion. It's that one-time 29.95 fee, and just look at everything that it offers. The Share app, the website, the onboarding tools, smart links, and just all the resources as well. So that's already going to be in the bag. So you hit next right there, and then this is a very very important part. Early on. I probably didn't, to be honest with you, I probably didn't listen to Miss Patty and Miss Kim like I should have, and I would get a little timid when I would try uh, to get ready to set up the subscription with people because I want you to see. So first off, let me just say this. So say we're going to set up a subscription real quick, and then I need to walk you through this. So what you'll do is there's tons and tons of 100 PV subscriptions. You have to have 100 PV to be qualified for to earn commissions. So what you'll do is let's just say this is one of my wife's favorites right here, the Rejuvenex and the drops. So I'll add this to the bag, and then I'll go to next. But where I failed early on, and I probably didn't listen to Miss Patty and Miss Kim like I needed to, is I would get a little timid and shy because if you look over here to the right to the order summary, you see right here it's got the digital business tools. It has the ultimate pack right there with the 8, 8, and 8 for 19.99. And like you see all the cool stuff, man. You see the savings that you get for signing up and all that. But the thing that always made me timid is in the person's eye when you're sending the link. Like this kind of freaks people out sometimes, and I think it's really good to communicate to them because what I would do is I would get so excited, and I'm kind of real extra anyway. I'm high energy, and I would just be like, "Oh man, I got somebody. They're going ultimate. Let's sign them up. Let's do the subscription. Let's do all this." But what I would do is I wouldn't let them know what this is. And a lot of people, even though to me it was always self-explanatory, if you look down at the bottom right here where it says subscription will process November the 8th, to some people it's really not clear, like are they about to pay all this money at the top and the money on the bottom? So I think it's really good to be clear and to communicate, almost over communicate, because you want them to understand what they're doing. So, the big thing, in my opinion, with this smart link is to make sure that they just know what's going on. And that's one thing that, man, I'll tell you what, Patty and Kim, they talk on the phone to people all day long, all day, every day. And they are just over communicating stuff because you have to make people feel good about the decisions that they're making, because a lot of times it's scary. And especially if people haven't ever done any kind of MLM, or they're kind of a little bit unsure. So just the more that you can communicate and the more that you can make people feel good about what they're doing and help them understand, then in my opinion, I think it's going to be able to benefit you long down the road. So when you see all this right here, so now all you got to do is just leave this blank stuff for them, all the demographic stuff, the card stuff, the address, the email, and you have everything in the cart. They're going ultimate. You're about to get a new brand partner. Man, you're going to sponsor them. You're going to get a $450 uh, new volume bonus for them going ultimate. Man, you've got them set up on subscription. You're kind of rocking and rolling. So now what you have to do is you have to go up and click smart link right here. Now this is just me. Some people do it differently. For me, what I do is um, I I over communicate in my smart link. I over communicate in the smart link, and I do it with stuff that I know. I personally call I call anything with the MOA, Renew, and the drops. I call it the trifecta. That's what I call it. So for me, I need to over communicate in my link so that I know, so I don't have to continue to recreate links over and over again. I know what I'm doing. I know what my link is. So I'm putting ultimate trifecta with enrollment and subscription. And listen, I just do all this of drops and Rejuvenex. And some people are like, man, I don't want to do all that. And listen, to each his own. Everybody do, this is your business. You do your business how you want to do your business. For me, I need to do this because a lot of times I'm on the fly. Like we're in hotel rooms, we're at the Shell gas station, we're at eating somewhere at a Mexican restaurant Sunday after church. And if I have my phone on me and I pull it up real quick, I need to be if somebody's like, "Hey, shoot me a link real quick." I don't want I want to go ahead and make sure I text it to them and they receive it before they leave my site. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to get on there and fumble around and not be able to find what I'm looking for. And one way to do that is to really be clear and to over communicate what you're going to have. So for me, it says right here, name your link, the ultimate trifecta with enrollment and subscription of drops and Rejuvenex. That is very, for me, I know exactly what that is. That's the 1500 PV pack, boom, enrollment, their brand partner, and they got a subscription for drops and Rejuvenex. So some people, let's go to the next step. So some people will put in a pin. For me personally, I don't do that. Other people do, and that's fine. They can do that. For me, I just don't do that because sometimes I don't want to overcomplicate things, and that's just me. I'm not saying that my way's right by any means. If your upline is telling you another way to do it, then you need to do it. I would listen to your upline. This is just how I personally do it. So then I don't do a pin, and then I click generate link. And then what I'll do when I'm getting ready to text it to them, I'll go right here, and if they're with me, what I'll do is I'll get them to go ahead and hit the QR code with their phone. Guys, I always try to get people while they're in front of me. Number one, they're excited. We've been talking about it. And you never know what's going to happen when they leave you. You know, they're going to get into a car. There might be kids crying. They got to go home. They might work second or third shift somewhere. They got to get ready. And then boom, now they forgot about the message that I was just texting them. So I think it's best if you can and they're in front of you, get them to go ahead and hit the QR code with their phone, kind of walk them through it. Like I can't tell you how many people Patty Anderson at Johnny's Barbecue has had her phone and her iPad, and she's been right here trying to show people things and stuff like that. But when you can kind of walk through and help somebody, it's going to make them feel more comfortable. So if they're in front of you, let them go ahead and take a screenshot. I mean, actually take a picture of the QR code, but then you'll hit copy for the for the enrollment link, and then if for some reason they're not with you, then you go to like your messages or some people a lot of people I don't do a lot of communication through Facebook Messenger. I'm a text guy. I would rather, if I have your number or I can get your number, I would rather have that direct line of communication. For me, Facebook Messenger is for me. I just don't do a lot of that. But if you copy the link and then you shoot them the text, and then we go back to manage smart links right there, and then here it is. Let's see, right here. So it is the ultimate trifecta with enrollment and subscription of Drops and Rejuvenex. So what happens here is for if I was on my partner co smart link site, I probably have 50 different smart links. I'm sure everybody in here, like Miss Angie Batts and everybody, they've been doing this for longer than I have. They probably have tons of links as well. But for this one, I know exactly what I'm going. It's the ultimate trifecta with enrollment and subscription of Drops and Rejuvenex. So then what happens is now if I'm ever out and about and I run into the same situation again, then all I got to do is come right here. Can y'all see those little, it almost looks like two pieces of paper on top of each other, right there to the left of you and to the right of Checkout Partner Code. All you got to do is click on that and it copies that. When you see the little check mark come up in there, it copies it. So if I'm in Walmart and Crystal's over there walking around looking at stuff, and then boom, I'm talking to somebody, I can and they're like, hey man, shoot me a link. I gotta leave right now, but man, shoot me a link. I definitely want to do it. So what I'll do is I'll go to my smart links. I'll click on that. When you see the little check, that means it's copied. And then now all you do is copy and paste it to their to their message or to their messenger or email or anything else. I don't know if some of you still use the WhatsApp or anything like that, but that is the best way to go ahead and copy it and to get it sent to them. So now I have um, communicated that. Somebody tell me, does anybody have any questions, thoughts, corrections, anything that constructive criticism, anything? I am open to that.
Did have a question I put in the chat and Larry actually answered it.
Okay.
My question was, why would someone want to use a pen as in a smart link? Is there a logical reason to use one? And since he is not able to unmute himself, I'll answer what he told us. And that was that originally we may have had to have had a pen in there, but it's not required any longer. So they very seldom use it themselves.
I
I
got
don't
you.
know if anybody else has a reason to use a pen. I was just curious. Oh, this says no, it's Angie. Angie's the one that answered. Thank you, Angie, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I guess, I mean, my only reasoning, there's not like a huge thought process behind it. It's just
Okay, here's an answer
go for
from
it.
Susan Cox.
All
Thanks,
right.
Susan. She said use a pen if you put some of their information in there before you send it to them. That's a very good
That
reason
is
to use
good. That is good.
it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's real good, Susan. Yep. Let's do another one real quick. One that is not an ultimate. Okay, so let's say I know that we all know that 200 PV, or for those of you that don't know, 200 PV will get you activated. But let's just say that somebody, I run into it all the time. And Miss Patty's seen it with a lot of my people at Johnny's Barbecue. They might not be able to come in with the MOA and the renew and the drops. So what happens is they might just be like, "Hey Jeff, I need to just get the drops in the MOA." So what we'll do is you'll click on the smart link, you'll click enrollment, and then you'll come right here, click next, and then boom, right again, we are confirming that it is who the sponsor. You are the sponsor right there, and then the placement queue. My opinion is just don't deviate from that. Just leave them in the queue. That way you have enough time to put them in, and then click confirm. So a lot of people that I run into that can't really afford where my arrow is right now to start off with like the 299 for the 200 PV to activate. A lot of people that I deal with, they're like, Jeff, I just don't have that right now, but I want to get started. So can I at least get started with like a couple of the three? So a lot of times the drops in the MOA is a really big popular uh, duo for me and a lot of people that me and my wife deal with. So then what you'll do is you'll add this to bag, then you will click next, and then right here, the digital business tools, it automatically goes in. And listen, I do try to bring up, listen, this is a $150 value, probably more. Man, I've heard uh, Patty talk about time and time again about, how much does it cost, for you to start your own website? Like how much, how, like how incredible is this that we're getting this for $29.95? Like I think it's really good to bring to really highlight that and to let them know what all they're getting for $29.95. So then you just click next right there. And then now, the next important thing is the subscription. Okay, so let's do this. Let's say that for those of you that have ever done this, it's only going to on your screen give you three, and then you can click load more right there, and kind of maybe start hitting that arrow to go that way. But I always go to shop all. Say that you don't see something right up here that maybe they want to do for their subscription. So what I'll do is I'll go down to shop all. Let's see, let me. And then you can kind of start going down and um, you can sort it and go to 100 PV. But sometimes people, especially right now with this new Everglow, there's not a lot of 100 PV packages with Everglow. There's a few, but there's not a lot. So the Everglow, I know for me and my wife, it is flying off the shelf. We bought a lot of it at PXP, and man, it is going like hotcakes right now. So just say that hey, they want to do an Everglow for 40 PV and $65. And then so now they have 60 more PV that they need to get for to be commission qualified. And even though they haven't became activated yet, in my opinion, I think it's still good to make sure that they have that 100 PV subscription going because a lot of times, and those of you that have been in this for a while, a lot of times people, when they need to place orders, they will put them under people to help get them to certain levels. So let me do what I just did with somebody the other day. I'm going to come down. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, I had a whole lot of people that were interested in the Tahitian noni bottles. But then now I have a whole lot of people that the sachets is what they're wanting, just like the MOA. Let's see here.
Jeff, you don't ever use your search bar to find products?
Um, sometimes I do, but I'm real ADD, so sometimes I just kind of like to look at everything to make sure they hadn't slipped in some new package on me.
You can also put packs in the search bar and it'll bring up a lot of packs.
Yes, ma'am. So let's see here. Let's do Renew. Renew's a good 70 PV. So we'll add it. So not con now we've hit our 100 PV, so we're not going to continue shopping. So you X out of that and you click next. And then right now you are at the winter chicken dinner stage to where we have the purchase that they're going to do. You have the drops in the MOA for 100 PV, $180. They're not activated yet, but hey man, this is a great start. This is, you're excited for them and you want to really pump it up. You don't want to ever make somebody feel less than or a certain type of way because they can't come in for a certain level. I think that's one thing that from our team down, Kim, Patty, and everybody, I think it's just a culture of empowerment and encouragement. And for me, 15 years ago, I'm homeless. So the last thing I ever needed somebody to tell me is that I'm not worthy of doing something. So you don't ever want to make somebody feel bad because they can't come in at a certain level. So right here we have 100 PV, $180. You have the digital business tools. Remember, we pump that up. We let them know, man, this is so awesome. Like man, you get a website. It's like your own virtual GNC, and you just really kind of pump it up. And then I always like to, if I'm in front of them, or even if I send them the link, I'll always try to highlight and make sure they understand the savings. I'm like, man, look, did you not see what you saved right there? You saved that because you signed up. And then so we go on down, and there's the subscription for the Everglow and the Renew. And then I always am real clear with them about uh, when it's going to process because you don't ever want them to be caught off guard. And also we try to keep up when people's subscriptions are going to process. I know Miss Patty encouraged Crystal to make a spreadsheet of the different color weeks, and that kind of keeps us kind of in the loop of everybody when they're in their color weeks. So then after you do that, you go to SmartLink right here. Let's see, what was that? The Slender Rise and Moa, then the Everglow and Renew. All right, so SmartLink is drops and MOA
While
plus.
you're putting that in, Jeff, did you know that you can click that arrow right there at this screen and it'll show you your items in case you forget what they are?
I did
And you can
not.
see it right there to do your labeling.
Man, there we go. I didn't even know that. Sheila, look at there. Drops and MOA plus enrollment and renew plus glow is what I call it. Glow. Crystal is glowing. She's been on the Everglow and she is glowing. She loves it. So that's what I do. And then I'll put for subscription, and then I just kind of make sure that it's clear and I know exactly what it is. Then I'll come down here, click generate link, and then like I said, if they're with me, I'll get them to pick up their phone real quick. Boom, QR code. Let's walk them through it. Take the time to do it. And if not, then I'll click copy right here, and it copies, and then I'll shoot them a text or in Messenger or WhatsApp or email it, however you want to do it. And then you can always go back and make sure everything went well. You can come back to manage your links, and you can, let's see, you can see it right here. And The thing that you always got to understand though on your smart links is it will on right here, it will show. Okay, this is man. I'm glad I recognize this because sometimes people. Okay, so right here, let's go to the middle one. That was the ultimate pack. Okay, so the ultimate pack was 1500 PV, but then we put 100 PV in for a subscription and an auto ship. But for some reason, right here in the system, it adds all the PV together because that's all on one link. So, for instance, right here with the 210 PV. There was 100 PV for the MOA and the drops, and there was 110 for the Everglow and the Renew. So don't let that throw you off. Some people might not even catch it when you're looking at your own personal links, but for some reason the system combines the PV together right there, and it combines yeah, it combines the PV right there. So just make sure that you know that so you don't get confused, so you don't think you've added something to the cart.
And Jeff,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
click on that arrow to the right of that order, will it break it out and let you see that?
It doesn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah.
Maybe that's something to suggest.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, guys, what does anybody got any questions, comments, concerns, complaints
What about for a customer?
for a customer? Right here, you'll go to create, then you will go to shop, and then let's see here. Let's just go. I'm gonna look for some Everglow. So I'll click right there for healthy living, and let's just say, so this is Everglow. So when you click on it, it's gonna show top retail. Okay, it's not gonna show any discounts at first. It's gonna show top retail. So then what you do is you add that to the bag, then you add it right here, and then let's just go to checkout. Man, those actually a set of drops. I was hiding for just a minute. Let me move this real quick. Bear with me. Let me see. Let me remove the set of drops. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Now proceed to check out with the Everglow. See, it's $93. That is total retail right there. Then you go to proceed to checkout, and then you will go up here to create smart link. And then where it says shopping link, they're going to ask if it is a shopping link for a customer or an enrollment link. So you create shopping link because it's a customer. And then this is where you get to do it right here. You can include the promo code if you choose to give them 15% off or however you want to do it. This is your business. You do whatever you want to do. There's been some people that me and Crystal have sold, for $93, and there's been some people that we've sold for the 15% off. So this is, listen, it's you. You do whatever you want to do. I'm going to add the promo code right there. So let's go to create. Oh, name my link. Sorry. Glow. Glow customer with 15% off. I have to do that. I have to be real clear with myself because if not, then I will be all squirrely. Okay, so I am creating that link. So watch this. I'm gonna do this real quick, show you. I know you're really not gonna be able to see too well, but I'm gonna get that link and then I'm gonna take a picture of it with my phone and I'm gonna flip it around and let's see here. Okay, so what it's done is it's giving the Everglow with the discount. So now the total ends up being Oh, it's probably not going to show it real good. The total ends up being $84.15 because you gave them the 15% discount. So, that's totally up to you, whatever you want to do with that. It's your business. You do however you want to. Anybody else got anything? There's Miss Michelle Holder. Hey, Miss Michelle Holder, how are you?
Y'all can click the microphone and unmute if you want to say something.
Yep. I've traumatized them, Sheila. I've traumatized everybody.
Well, I think you did a great job.
Oh, well,
There's
thank you.
comments
Thank you.
in the
Listen,
chat telling you
I'm no Larry Batts. I'll tell you that for sure.
you got lots of compliments in the chat link. Everybody says you explain things very well. Your explanation is precise. Very good.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, guys,
Oh, Michelle says the microphone's locked down. Have you got them locked out, Jeff?
man, I didn't think so. Let's see.
Here, Michelle, I will unmute you.
Now you can hear me.
I
All
know
right.
it's probably my fault. I do a lot of Zooms with mental health and addiction people, so
Yeah,
I probably do have that in my settings. So I apologize.
that's okay. I was like, I can't unmute for some reason. I know I've done this many of times. I know how to unmute myself.
Well, guys, everybody good?
What you got for us, Michelle? Give us a tidbit of your wisdom.
Oh, a tidbit of wisdom. I did learn that you could do I don't think I've ever done a smart link for a customer, so I didn't know how to do that. So that was interesting. And I also didn't know that you could view it, Sheila, there on your thing like you told us a while ago. So that was good. So I learned a couple of
Learned
things.
that because I was like Jeff, I always forget now what did I put in there? And then I saw that arrow was strictly by mistake. So y'all, sometimes mistakes are very beneficial.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
I'm real bad with technology, so sometimes I don't click on things because I'm afraid I'll mess it up. But thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you guys.
Hey Jeff, do you have a question? This is Patty.
Yes,
Loretta
ma'am.
had a question. How do
Yes,
you
ma'am, Miss
dry
Loretta.
sell items?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Loretta has a question. Loretta Johnson. How
Yes.
do you dry sell items?
How do I dry sell items?
Yes, I'm not sure what that means. Loretta, can you unmute and ask your question,
Let's
please?
see. Where's Loretta at?
Whatever answer.
Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't believe it. I've been trying and trying. No, how do you do cold sales or, where you don't know people or whatever, but you end up talking to them and selling products? How are you able to do that?
Um, So, I after being in the company about 14 months now, I can tell you that now it's different than it was at the beginning. I think at the beginning I was probably, more timid and scared. And then now I'm just at a place to where I just like I guess I don't care if they say no. And I kind of had to, because people are going to be people, they're going to do what they want to do. You can't control people. You can't make them want to take their health serious. It's going to have to be something they want to do. So I think for me and my wife, we were just in Indiana and just at the hotel just talking to people. If my wife sees somebody limping, like she's going to go up and she's going to talk to them and she's going to talk to them about inflammation. And I think just really kind of getting over the fear of people is something that helped us out. I can't speak for anybody else, but for us, it's just not caring whether they say if they say no, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna keep sharing it. And then also not to myself get discouraged when they say no, because the thing that I've learned is no doesn't always mean no forever. No might just mean no right then, because I can't tell you how many people have told me no, and then 6 months later they send Crystal a message on Messenger that says something like, okay, fine, now just tell me about those drops, and they do something like that. So I think just really kind of not worrying and not stressing yourself out about it being perfect, and do they accept it? Do they not? Like, are they, because some people tell me things uh, oh man, it's really, man, it's really, really, eating healthy and being healthy is expensive, and health is expensive, and I'm like, well, you ought to see how expensive illness is. Illness is very expensive,
Right.
and you know, so people are gonna be people. They're gonna say what they want to say, and some people just like uh to make excuses and to give people a hard time, but just to
Yep.
really maybe not care what they say about it.
Can I say
That's
something,
the,
Jeff?
Yes, ma'am, Miss Patty.
that's the biggest thing is getting over the fear of
Absolutely.
rejection and the fear of sounding stupid.
Yes, ma'am.
Loretta, if I can give you an example, what happened this past week, a week ago, I was in my living room and I heard the awfulest commotion outside. It was trash pickup day for recycling. And I looked out the window and my cycling bin was picked up and was stuck on top of the truck. So I went out there just to see what was going on. And this young man who had a limp had a hard time getting out of the truck. He was a little bit overweight, came around and I found out his name, Michael. I said, Michael, how are you going to get that down? It looks like you've got an issue with your leg. He said, yes, ma'am, I do. I have an issue with my leg. And I said, how are you going to get it down? Well, he's climbing up a ladder that has railings, not a foot tread. And he climbs to the top, struggling with his leg. And he has to grab my recycling bin and he's taking it down. They don't drop it down to the ground. He's carrying it down and he's struggling. I said, Michael, if I give you something to try, I think it'd really help your leg. Would you take it? Would you be interested if I just give it to you? So I gave him probably 12 pouches. I want you to do 3 a day for, a few days. And I wrote my name inside the lid of the mower box with my number. Well, fast forward 2 days later, I'm getting this number from a person I don't know. And I think it's spam. So I don't call them back. I don't answer it. Well, then I get a voicemail. Well, that was Marvin Green that y'all met Saturday at the meeting. Yeah. Marvin Green he's got to have a shoulder replacement. He's been in excruciating pain. Michael left the box on his truck. And he said, where'd this come from? Some lady said it help me, so I want you to have it. And he was flabbergasted. He said, let me tell you, I don't know what this is, what's in this, but I feel good and I'm not hurting. Now, Marvin has been telling everybody. He had his mama on the call today. He took his mama Samoa. He took his sister Samoa. So sometimes it's your testimony. I said it made a difference for me and my back, and I just want you to try it. Yeah. And often it's if you're so excited because the change it made in your life, you want to tell other people about it. I really don't feel like I'm selling, I'm sharing it, and it's changing people's lives. And your testimony comes off so valid and so truthful. And so you're witnessing to them that you've had a change in your life because of these products. So that right there, people are looking for something, Loretta. They're looking. They've got things, especially my age. I'm 75. At my age, many times it's arthritis, it's hip replacement, shoulder replacement. They've got a lot of things going on, and they need these products. So I hope that helps you. Sometimes you don't feel like you're sharing. You're not selling. You're sharing. You're sharing your testimony and your story.
Thank you very much.
That's good.
Like sharing, not selling.
Right. That's awesome.
Well, guys, I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight, and thank you for not turning around and leaving when you realized that I was not Mr. Larry Batts. So I appreciate y'all. At least your faces humored me and made me at least think that you liked what I said. So I appreciate you, and I love you guys so much. And y'all mean the world to me and Crystal, just this team, and just Kim and Patty from the leadership down is just really, really incredible, and we're so thankful. So I love you guys. Miss Sheila.
Okay, I gotta say this. I'm sorry. So did y'all catch our faces humored him?
Yes.
What exactly is he saying to us? Our faces? I'm teasing. I'm just pulling your chain, Jeff.
It made
Did a
me
great
smile. It made me
You make
smile.
us smile, Jeff. You and Crystal.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Jeff. You did a great job.
You did a great job. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Hey, we
Great
appreciate-
job.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
Jeff.
night.